Well, here we have another question here that says the product of two consecutive integers is 342. Find the integers. All right. You know, I would like to do this way. If the first integer is x, for instance, okay. Consecutive add what follows. Okay, so the following integer will be x plus 1. So now the product means x times x plus 1 equal to 342. So this means we can times it, it's going to be like x squared plus x equal to, or I don't need to say equal, just say minus 342 equal to 0. Now we can factorize here or times I use the quadratic formula. I think it's going to be I think here it's going to be easier if we use the quadratic formula, which is given by the formula I'm writing here, all over 2e. Okay, if I use my calculator, it's going to be first of all, we call it quadratic formula because the quadratic expression is this, and then ABC are the coefficients, and on A, B, C, R will be integers. Okay, so here A is just 1, B is 1, and then C is negative 3, 4, 2. So in this case, A, B, C will be integers, as I said. Now we can substitute that in the calculator. Formula will be minus B, which is 1, okay, plus square root of B squared minus 4, A is 1, and then C is negative 3, 4, 2, all over 2A. Okay, and then hit equal, we got 18. So here we have like x equal to 18. The other integer, we don't know if it's 17 or 19, so we need to go look at here in the formula here. We will take them negative now. Minus there, hit equal. It says negative 19. I don't think it's negative 19 because yes, it is negative 19 indeed. Now, these are the two integers that x generate. But now, remember, initially, we did let our integers be x and x plus 1. So it's possible if the first integer is 18, the following integer is 19. Or if the first integer is negative 19, the next integer be negative 18. Because here we plus 1 to 18, and there also we plus 1 to negative 19. We got negative. So these are the possible answers. Either it's 18 and 19, or negative 19 and negative 18. Okay. Well, over here, the question says that the area of a classroom is 20 meters squared. Okay. If the length is increased by 3 meters and the width is increased by 1 meter, the classroom will double in area. To determine the dimensions of the new classroom. Now, let's say the old classroom was this one. Okay. Sometimes it's useful to draw a diagram. This area is 20 meters squared. Okay. Over here, it's like 20 meters squared, and then the length was just let's call it L. The width was just W. Now the question says that if we increase this length by 3 units, so now we add 3 more units here, and then there we add 1 more unit, the classroom will double the area. Okay, so here is like we add 3 more meters. Okay, and then we add 1 more meters. Now this area here will become 40 meters squared. Now, okay, so double of 20 meters squared is 40 meters squared. So we want to find now the dimensions of the new classroom. Okay. Sometimes with some in class, let's read the question a little bit more than one time. Okay, see if the length is increased by 3, it was L, now it become L plus 3. Okay, and then the width is increased by 1 meter, means if it was W here, now it becomes W plus 1. Now the classroom will double area, so it means initially we had like, we know that the area of a rectangle is length times breadth. Okay, so it was when it was length times breadth, this was equal to 20 meters squared. Now increase by 3 units, and then the width. Okay, also the width is the breadth. I call it W here. W plus 1 will be equal to 40 meters squared. So we need the dimensions of the new classroom. Okay. We can we can call it equation 1, and that's one equation 2. Okay, from equation 1, we can express the W, the width in terms of the length. It's going to be like 20 over L, okay? And then we can substitute that formula over here. And then this will be like length plus 3 equal to 20 over L plus 1 equal to 40. Okay? And then that makes like L plus 3 times 20 plus L over L. If I write all with a common denominator, I'll make it L, because it's like, it's 20 over L, right? 1 is like L over L. Okay? Then this will be like L plus 3. And then that makes like 20 plus L over L equal 40. Now we can times. So if I do L times this, it will be or maybe it's not wrong, it's correct, but I prefer just to change the way of solving it. I'll leave it like that so far. I don't need to make a common denominator now. I'll do L times that, and then L times 1. Okay, so this will be what? 20 L multiplied by 20 over L plus L multiplied by 1. Okay, and then 3 here multiplied by 3, something like plus 3 multiplied by 20 over L. Okay, and then 3 times 1 plus 3 times 1 equals 40. Then there we can simplify L here and L there. So this will be like 20 plus L plus 60 over L plus 3 equal 40, right? Now that makes L plus 60 over L equal to 40 minus 20 minus 3. So maybe I should just continue my calculations over here. That makes we can make a common denominator. Here, if I put another L there, I must L there, I must also times another L there to make my equation even. So that makes like L squared over L plus 60 over L equal to 17. Okay. This can be written like L squared plus 60 over L equal to 17. So we can cross multiply here because there is an invisible one there. That makes we're gonna do this times 1, and then that times that, and then this will be L squared plus 60 equal to 17L. So which means L squared plus minus actually minus 17L. If I move that over, plus 60 equal to 0. Now we can solve this by factorization. Okay, we can do our factors here. So if I do 60, the factors of 60 are like 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20. We can continue, but I prefer to stop here because with 3 and 20 I can make 17. How if it's a positive 3 and a negative 20? But hold on a second. If I say 3 and negative 20, the product doesn't make positive 60, the product makes negative 60. So 3 and 20 are not the right factors. So the next will be I know 5 and 15, but I mean 4 and 15, but I can go to 5 and 12, okay? Because 5 plus 12 makes 17. Okay. If it's negative 5 and negative 12, it will make negative 17. So over here, we can factorize. We can do like L there. So here minus 5 and then minus 12. So that means L equal 5 or L equal 12. Therefore, remember we did express W in terms of L, so that was 20 over L. So this will be W will be equal to 20 over 5, or W will be 20 over 12. Now, let's see. If it's 20 over 5, W will be equal to 4, okay? And then here it will be equal to, by 4 by 4, this will be 5 over 3. So if you do like 5 times 4, you get 20, okay? And then 12 times 5 over 3, you still get 20. You can check it in a calculator. But now the question says if we add 3, the new dimension means L plus 3. So it means either L plus 3. The new dimensions are L plus 3 and W plus 1. So it's like we have 5 plus 3, which is 8, and 4 plus 1, which is 5. You can check. 8 times 5 is 40. Or, you say, or 12 plus 3, and that's for the length, and the width will be 5 over 3 plus 1, because this makes 15, and that one makes 8 over 3. And then if you do the product, you get 40 still. You can check in the calculator. 8 times 5 is 40. 15 times 8 over 3 is also 40. Thank you. All right, we have another question here that says that the area of a rectangle is 96 meters squared and has a perimeter of 39.2 meters. Determine the dimensions of the rectangle. So let's say this is the rectangle. Okay, and then this area is 96 meters squared. And then the perimeter is the sum of all the outer side. So area equal to length times width. Okay, and then the perimeter will be the perimeter of the rectangle is 2L plus W. Okay, so that means we have like L times W equal to 96, and then 2L plus W, excuse me, equal to 39.2. So it's like having another simultaneous equation here. In equation 2, we can divide both sides of the equation by 2, and then we'll have like L plus W will be equal to 39.2 divided by W is it's gonna be 19.6. Okay, we can check. Wait, if we do 39.2 divided by 2, yeah, 19.6. Now we can express W in terms of L, so it's gonna be like 19.6 minus L. So this is W in terms of L. Therefore, we can sub W in equation 1. Okay, sub W, which is 19.6 minus L in 1. So this will be L multiplied by 19.6 minus L equal to 96. Now if we times, we have like negative L squared plus 19.6 L minus 96 equals 0. Another quadratic equation here. If I times the whole equation by, okay, let me first make the equation with positive. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be minus 19.6 L plus 96 there equals 0. And if I times, okay, I wanted to times by, I can use the quadratic formula here. I don't really, if I want to use the quadratic formula, I don't really need to do this. I don't have to. Otherwise, I don't really need that. The quadratic formula is given by this formula. So, over here, we can just say, so minus, okay, before I do that, note that A is -1, B is 19.6, and then C is 96. So we can use the quadratic formula. So it's going to be like minus B, which is 19.6, close bracket, plus square root of 19.6 to the power of 2 minus 4, A, which is -1, and then C is 96, close bracket, all over 2A, which is -1. And then when we hit equal, we got like L equal to -4.05. And then if we work out with the negative also, over here. This means that L equal to 23.66 meters. Now, the negative answer here is not applicable because the length cannot be negative. So this is the length here is that meters. Therefore, the width will be because we just said where is it again? We did say W, the width was 19.6 minus L. Um, um, hmm, the results here are not correct. Okay, first of all, C is not negative 96, but it's not 96, but negative 96. Okay, I think that was the cause. That's gonna be negative 96. So here in the calculator, we must change this. Yeah, negative 96 was like that. And then when we hit equal, voila. So we have like the length equal to 10. With the positive, we got like L equal 10 meters. And then it's negative what you get here. Oh, that was that with the negative. Now with the positive, it's 48, or L equal to 48.5 over 5 is like 9.6 meters. Now, therefore, the width will be 19.6 minus L. So this will be 9.6, obviously. Or, yeah, it's gonna give like that's 10 meters. So it simply means that the length is 10 meters and the width is 9.6 meters, correct? Okay. Now we're going to do question 4. The question says that a lady travels 180 kilometers from her wine farm to Ceres. On the return journey, she travels at night and travels 30 kilometers per hour. She lost 1 hour on the return journey by traveling slower. At what speed did she travel back home? Okay, I assume that's back home here is back to the farm. Okay, I'll move it a little bit up there. Let's say the farm or where his place is here, and then Ceres is there, and then that's the distance. Okay, this apart there. So a lady travels with sometimes it's good to read it at least at least twice. Okay, so I'm gonna read over to have a better insight of the question, understanding of the question. It says a lady travels 180 kilometers from a farm, one farm. So let's say a farm here, and then Ceres is there. And then the distance here is 180 kilometers. Okay. And then it says that on the return journey, she travels at night and travels 30 kilometers slower. So it implies that when she travels to there, means if the speed was s, okay, meaning in the return, the speed will be s minus 30 because it says like 30 kilometers slower. If it was s kilometers, there it's going to be s minus 30 kilometers up per hour, actually, per hour. Okay, and then the question said that she lost 1 hour on the return journey by traveling slower. So if the time spent here, let me think. Here, if I say if that was s kilometers per hour, and then there it will be s minus 30 kilometers per hour. Now it says that she lost 1 hour on the return journey by traveling slower. So if, for instance, over here, the time spent was t hours, then over here it's going to be t minus 1, right? No, not exactly. Even though it says lost 1 hours, it means she spent 1 hour more on the way. So it's going to be like t plus 1, okay? At what speed did she travel back home? Now, we know that the speed is total distance over elapsed time, or distance over time. We can say that speed is distance over time, okay? So the speed on my way was s equal to 180 over t, okay? Now, the speed on the return was that s minus 30, because 30 kilometers per hour slower will be 180. The time will remain this. I mean, the distance will remain the same. Distance from the farm to Ceres, regardless of the speed, or from Ceres to the farm, regardless of the speed, will still gonna be 180 kilometers. Okay, so it's gonna be 180 kilometers over t plus 1. Now, we can call it like it's kind of a form of a simultaneous equation here again. Okay. Over here, I can say s will be equal to 180 over t plus 1 plus 30. Now that you express the two in terms of, we make s subject to the formula, we can equate, okay, the content. We can make this equal to that because they're both s's. So this means we can do 180 over t equal to 180 over t minus 1 plus 30, okay? Understand that there is an invisible denominator here of 1. We can make a common factors if at times here, or let me write it this way. 180, okay, over t must be equal to 180 over t plus 1 plus 30, right? So we understand that, as I was saying here, the denominator is 1. Now I need to find the common denominator. So our times here by t plus 1, and there also are times by t, and there are times by t, and then by t plus 1. Now this what happened. If I times by t at the denominator here, t plus 1 at the denominator, I need to times also the numerator by t plus 1 to maintain the fraction. Here I'll times by t to maintain the fraction, and there I'll times by t and t plus 1 to maintain the fraction. Now, the moment that we have like the denominator common, we can cross them out, and then we have left with 180 times t plus 1, which makes 180t plus 180 equal to 180t plus 30t squared plus 30t. Then we can simplify 180t and 180t. We can move the 180 over. That makes like 30t squared plus 30t, okay, minus 180 equals 0. Now that we have like all these 30s, we can divide the whole equation by 30s, okay? Divide by 30 the whole equation. divided by 30. And this equation would become t squared plus t minus 6 equals 0. Now, we need to solve this. We can solve this by factorization. And look at here, -6. Okay, factors of 6 are 1 and 6, 2 and 3. So here we can place in t there in the factors. And I look at which couple will make +1. It's like -1 and +3. So here I can say -2 and -2 and +3. So this I know. And then we can solve for the time, and then the time will be 2 or time equal to -3. Now, note that this part here is not applicable because the time cannot be negative. The time is always positive. Now that we got the time, we can work out the speed, okay? We can substitute over where? Over here or there, but it's going to be easier to substitute over there. So the speed, we can say, therefore, the speed which was 180 over t will become 180 over 2, which is 90 kilometers per hour. This was the speed, but now the question says the speed s here was 30 minutes lower, so 30 minutes lower. So we're looking for s minus 30. The speed, at what speed did she travel back home? So she traveled then, okay, I'll say again, therefore s minus 30 kilometers will be 90 minus 30 kilometers per hour, which is 60 kilometers. So she traveled back 60 kilometers per hour. Thank you. The question says here that Mr. B is now twice as old as his younger brother. 8 years ago, he was three times as old as his younger brother was then. How old is the younger brother now? Okay, we're going to identify, let's label Mr. B's younger brothers. Let's label his age. Let's say Mr. B's younger brother age was like A. No, not over there. Oh yeah, we can do it over there. Let's say this is Mr. B is now twice as old as his brother. Now, let's say his brother is A, for instance. Okay. If the younger brother's age is A, then Mr. B's age, okay, will be 2A, okay? 2A. Now, it is said that 8 years ago, he was 3 times as old as his younger brother. So 8 years ago, meaning if now is 2A, 8 years ago, it will be like 2A minus 8, right? So 8 years ago, it was his younger brother also 8 years ago would have been, let me write it here, A minus 8. Now, it is said 8 years ago, he was 3 times as old as his younger brother. So this is the age Mr. B has 8 years ago. 3 times, something like 3 times A minus 8. Okay. How old is the younger brother now? Now we're looking for A. Okay. So now this would be like 2A minus 8 equal to 3A minus 24. Okay. If I move the 2A over and the negative 24 over, this would be like 24 minus 8 equal to 3A minus 2A. 24 minus 8 is 16, and then 3A minus 2A is just A. So how old is the younger brother now? The younger brother is 16 years old. We can check it out. 16 years old, meaning Mr. B will be I check for a different color. So this will be 32 years old. Now, 8 years ago, you can check 8 years ago will be 32 minus 8 is 24. All right, so it'll be like 24. And then 16 minus 8 also is 8. Of course, 8, 24 is 8 times 3. Okay, thank you.